Everybody, I just want to share. My name is Casey, and I want to share a quick testimony. It might be quick, but it's very profound. And really, this is all I know from this perspective, like from what happened here on earth. Now, however it happened in the spirit, I do not know. But that which I know, I shall share. So on 26th of July, which was last Wednesday, I received a call that the boy who stays with my grandmother collapsed at work. So from his workplace, they rushed him to the hospital, as you can see here. He was just foaming from his mouth consistently, and then he wasn't conscious at all. He was having constant seizures. So I rushed him from this hospital, moved him to another hospital that had oxygen, and he was placed on oxygen. As you can see, he was consistently foaming from his mouth, in constant seizure, unconscious, oblivious of what was going on around him for like 48 hours. So at that point, I knew that I needed extra help, because we all really do need extra help once in a while in our lives. So I didn't know who to call. I just messaged Mrs. Gabriela, because I've been following up on her ministry for some time, and she responded to me quickly. She got the number of the person who was in the hospital, and then called and prayed. And mind you, he was still unconscious here. He was just here unconscious when Mrs. Gabriela called and prayed. And she told me that she has called and she has prayed and God will work. And I just held that word. I think she would know some of the things I told her afterwards. But at that point, I won't lie, I didn't know how this was going to turn out to be, because the doctors didn't even know what was going on. He could, at this stage, he couldn't even run scans and all that, so because he was in constant seizure. So it was just like, we had come to our wit's end. But after the prayer, I will tell you that night I was told that he opened his eyes gradually, because Mrs. Gabriela said that she has prayed and she has called him back from wherever his spirit was, or wherever he was caged, or wherever he was being taken to in the other realms. So that night I was told he opened his eyes gradually and slept back. So that was the first time opening his eyes in like 48 hours. So then after that, the next day, he started opening his eyes from 5 seconds to 1 minute to 10 minutes. But it was a gradual thing. If you call him, he won't really answer. But he started opening his eyes. That was the first miracle. Then eventually he now started sleeping normally. He went off oxygen. This was a video of him sleeping peacefully. You can see here that he was just sleeping without the oxygen tank had been removed. He wasn't in seizure anymore. And this was the next day. So fast forward to many days. This was yesterday. This is him now. He's the one walking, as you can see. Don't mind his arm. His arm was dislocated when they were carrying him to the hospital that day from his place of work. So this is him moving around, and I'm not even sure he knows what happened to him, but because on the outside I know the extent to which how serious this case was, and it could have only been God's intervention, and also using the servants of God. So I'm sharing this testimony on behalf of myself and my family, and those of us who are privileged to be in this team that God has used God has used Mrs. Gabriela to bring I usually call him my boy, so bring my boy back to life, because this was a sudden thing, no sign. I mean, and you know how seizures are. It should happen and stop after some time, but this just continued. It was as if he was somewhere, and had to be called back. So I really thank God, and I thank the vessel that God used to really make that prayer. God bless you, Ma, and may God take your ministry higher. I'm still waiting for something I requested for, but this is just my testimony. Thank you.